Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, everybody, for responding to all my questions. It's really great now that we have a Thursday morning class with a few more people in it. And for these 2 weeks, we'll run the class from 8 till 9, and then I'll wait to hear from you about how you find that. I know for a couple of people 7:30 is better, but for others 8 is better. So we'll wait and see, and then maybe continue with the 8 till 9 class. So this week, we have been working a lot with grounding, so with core strength, with leg strength, with the feet. And I was going to repeat a slightly shorter version of last night's class now, but it's been so intense, this core strengthening and leg strengthening, that I woke up this morning and thought, you know what? I'd rather teach a twisty flow. So we're going to have a slightly different class to what I had planned. So if you'd like to come to lying on your backs, please, with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Take a few moments to settle into the body. And allowing what's present to be present. So noticing how you feel in the body right now. Aware of the breath. Aware of your mood. So I led a heart-opening meditation from 7 to 7:30 because I just feel there's so many wild emotions around at the moment. And we have a choice. We can come and settle into ourselves, settle into the heart space, settle into our bodies. And we can choose how we want to connect to the world. However mad we might think it is around us, we have a choice. So maybe you'd like to take a few moments as you settle to choose an intention for your practice. What do you and what does the world need right now? Because we all play a vital part in that. Just allow yourselves to settle. Feel the ground beneath you. And then take a really full breath, really fill your lungs, feel the expansion. And on an exhale, open your mouth and sigh. Can you take 4 more like that? Maybe feel the lengthening of your spine on the inhale. And one more full breath in. And as you breathe out, slide your feet away and feel the whole body extended on the mat. And inhale, lift your arms over your head. And exhale, just drop into the shoulders and the hips. And then interlacing your hands and flipping them around so that the palms of your hands face away from you. Begin to stretch out the body. You're stretching through your heels as you stretch through the arms, trying to keep your arms as close to your ears as possible, your upper arms. And see if you can draw the navel to the spine at the same time. So you're engaging your abdominal core as you find as much length in the body as possible, and absolutely fine to wriggle around a bit here. I really like to push one heel forward at a time. So I'm looking for more length in the side body as well. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, strong in the core, hug your knees into your chest. Take a breath in here, and then breathe out, head to knees. Breathe in here, and then can you slowly and with control Extend into that full body stretch. Take a full breath in, maybe feel a bit longer now. And then breathe out, draw yourself into that hug. Breathe in here, exhale, head to knee. Breathe in, and exhale, release your head and find that stretch. Maybe take a couple more like this. If you prefer just to lie straight and wriggle around, that's absolutely fine. In your own time, quite light but quite mindful. Can you allow your body to speak to you this morning? And then wherever you are, doing one more, so that we all meet with our knees into the chest. You might like to have a little rock around, a little circle. And if you are circling, make sure you circle in the opposite direction. And then we are going to do one thing from my intense core classes. We're going to take Utkatasana on the back, chair on the back. So this is just so fantastic for really revving up the abdomen. That'll support everything else that we do. So if you make sure that your thighs are perpendicular to the floor and your shins are parallel to the floor, and take your hands to just beneath your knees. Lovely. And for those of you who haven't been in my earlier classes this week, it's really important that you flatten your lower back against the floor. There's no gap there. And you draw your navel, you draw your abdominal muscles. You can also lift from the pelvic floor and flatten everything down. It's a condensing of the abdominal muscles. See if you can do all of that whilst keeping soft and fresh in the face and throat. And then push your hands against your legs as you push your legs into your hands. And it's pretty warming, intense core work. Can you do this and maybe even find some delight in it? Breathe. Keep flattening the back. Keep that strength in the push and pull with your legs. One more breath in. And then release the knees in towards you. And let's circle the knees just to soothe out the lower back. It's so lovely to see so many of you here this morning. These emails I send feel like a real pain for you, I mean, not for me. But then when I get this response, that's just really great. So thank you. And then reverse the circling of your knees. I wonder how many of you are having sleepless nights because of the US elections and other things. I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep myself. Okay, let's take another chair on the back. Number 2, draw everything down to the floor, push the legs. And breathe. And can you find some joy here? Some joy in the effort of this. Don't stop breathing. And I know from feedback from the classes this week that some people find this a lot easier than I do. I find it really tough. Probably a sign that I need to strengthen my core. One more breath in. And then breathe out, bring your knees in towards you. Let's draw the knees apart into the armpits and then together. So you're just taking some lovely circles, because that kind of core work might bring a little bit of strain into the lower back. So let's just soothe it out. Lovely. And then reverse the direction of the circles. Sometimes all I want to do is do this in the morning. Feels like enough, very soothing. And yeah, we're going to take a number 3 chair on the back. This is the last one. And for anybody who's wondering, we're not going to do chair against the wall in this class. Can you take a few breaths and maybe feel it stronger, richer, more condensed than the earlier times? breathe and smile. And can you find a lightness within the effort? It's quite nice teaching half an hour later. Quite enjoy it. Keep going, just a few more breaths, you can do it. Wonderful. One more breath in. And then exhale, draw your knees in towards you. And then as you inhale, straighten your arms and push your knees away. And exhale, draw your knees in towards you. And let's just do that a couple more times. This should be quite soothing, as well as lovely for the breath to move the body. 2 more times. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to draw in. And then next time your knees are in, can you take your arms out in a T shape? Really settle into the shoulder blades and maybe shift your hips over to the right a little bit as you drop your knees to the left. We'll take a little twist here. So this is our first twist of several to come. And I want you to make this light. We're just really settling into the hips, the side waist. Maybe you look over your right hand. And as you melt a little, you have a choice. You could stay exactly like this. Or maybe it's really easy for you. And I don't want you to do this if it's not easy for you. Just straighten out your legs. Maybe hold on to your toes. And if you have come into this straight-legged twist, see what it feels like to bring your attention to your right hip bone and to draw it down towards the end of your mat. Can you see how much more space this gives you in the pelvis? And maybe even a sense in the lumbar spine. And then breathe here. Soft inside the mouth. Soft behind the eyes. One more breath in. And on the breath out, bring your head to neutral. Bend your knees if your legs were straight. And bring your knees back into your chest and drop them to the floor. And we'll take that twist to the other side. So this time you're shifting your hips over to the left a little. Drop your knees to the right. I need to shift myself on the mat. And looking over to the left, if that's right for you. Taking a little bit of time to melt and settle. You need to really soften the belly to do this nicely. And then decide if you would like to come to the stretch out twist version. But it is quite early in the practice to be doing this, so I'm going to leave that to your choice. But if you do, bring your attention to the left hip and draw it even a few millimeters towards the bottom end of your mat. And breathe. Can you keep melting into the shoulder blades, melt into the side waist and the belly? One more breath in. Breathe out, bring your head to neutral, maybe bend your knees. And just for a moment, bring your knees in towards you. And then drop your feet to the floor and slide them away so you can feel the whole body here. And then if you'd like to join me in your own way to finding your way to an all fours position, you could have a little roll. You could rock over to one side and we come to an all fours position. I don't know why I feel in a really good mood today. So I probably should stop. Also might mean I talk too much, sorry about that. Just feel a little bit elated. Okay, so spread your fingers underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips. And we're going to twist, but focusing on the thoracic spine. So this is the thoracic spine up here and between the ribs. So you want to press down into your left hand and then breathe in, lift the right elbow, unfurl the arm. Maybe you can feel that right shoulder blade carving into the spine. And then breathe out, thread through. And let's do that again. Push into the left hand. Draw yourself up. And breathe out, thread through. Lovely. One more time, breathe in. Now breathe out, stay here, come up onto your left fingertips. And then see if you can explore a little bit more space in this twist. See where it takes you. See where you find obstruction, where you find opening and lightness. Breathe in. And then breathe out, come down, and we'll stay for a couple of breaths. If you need a blanket or a block to rest your head and your right shoulder, please do. And your left arm, lift it up. So you can now feel into that left shoulder blade. Turn the palm away and wrap it over your lower back. Maybe you can hold on to the top of your right thigh. And then you can really feel this little squeeze in between the shoulder blades. You can stay here, or you might like to lift the left knee. Push through that heel, and it'll give you a little bit more of a roll, even roll over onto the back of your head. And if you're fancying a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a balance, you could lift the left leg, but you don't need to. I'm much more interested in the twist than in the balance. And breathe here. One more breath in. And then breathe out, replace the knee, the left hand by your face. And then pushing into the hand, breathe in, come all the way up. And drop the hand down. And take a moment to notice, do you feel any more refreshed, particularly on the right side of the body? What has that movement and that breath brought to you in terms of prana, life force? Let's take it to the other side. Right hand down, begin to lift the left elbow, breathe in. And breathe out, thread the arm through. Please make sure your hips are over your knees. Breathe in, see mine aren't. Breathe out, thread through. Now breathe in, come up, and we stay up for a couple of breaths. Come up into your right fingertips and see if you can breathe and just find a little bit more space here. And it's fine not to stay rigid, but to move around, feel into that left shoulder blade. One more breath in. And then breathe out, come down to stay. Lift your right arm up, turn the palm away. And take your hand, your arm over the lower back. Maybe to reach for the top of the left thigh. And this may be where you want to stay. Feeling that right shoulder blade moving towards the spine. Or maybe you lift the right knee, push the heel away. Maybe roll a little onto the back of your head. Maybe lift the right leg. Not necessary at all. Please breathe. Whoa. So I rolled right over. Take one more breath in. And then as you breathe out, drop the knee, drop the right hand by your face. And breathe in, come all the way up one last time. And then breathe out, drop the hand. And just for a moment, come to sit on your heels to feel the body. Particularly notice the area of the chest, the back of the chest and the shoulders. Collarbones. And then coming to an all fours position. Again, hips over the knees. And just walk your hands forwards. I want you to keep your arms straight and to take your head in between your arms. So it's like a half dog, and you're really pushing into your hands. If you wanted to, you could hold on to the edge of the mat if that feels right for you. But what I'm interested in for now is a length in the spine. So from the top of your head right out through the tailbone. So you have a little bit of core engagement, lower belly. And it may be that you want to stay here in this half dog, or you might like to move with me into Anahatasana, heart melting pose. If you're going to do this, take a breath in and then breathe out, lower your elbows and chest to the floor. And we'll move in and out of that. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. And take your arms as wide apart as you need to allow for this. Breathe in, lift. And this time we come down to stay. And you might be on your forehead, you might be on your chin, or maybe your chest reaches the floor. And keep drawing your tailbone towards your heels, and again, just melt into this heart melting pose. Let's do what it says on the tin. Breathe. Keep melting. Can you feel your armpits? Can you feel in between the shoulder blades? One more breath in and a long breath out. I want you to engage your abdominal muscles as you very gently draw yourself back to an all fours position first. But then take your fingers, your arms out again, curl your toes under, and this time you're up on your fingertips and you're stretching just a little bit into your toes. Take a breath in here, and then as you breathe out, you're pushing into your fingertips as you settle back towards your heels. So it's a kind of extended child's pose, but pushing through the fingers, through the toes. And now direct your breath into the back body, particularly the back of the ribs. And breathe. Breathe. Can you feel the back of your chest, the sides of your chest, expanding? Your side waist. One more breath in and a long breath out. And then gently come to an all fours position. And I'm going to leave you a few moments to explore your cat-cow movement, maybe circling the hips, whatever you need to just lighten up the feelings in the spine. You might want to really go for it and barrel around. Feel into the side body. Just feeling into all of those little areas of the skin and the muscles and all the tissues that want the morning energy flowing through you. Wonderful. And then let's meet in a downward dog. And again, I'm leaving you to a bit of freestyle. Let's take a few breaths in this downward dog. You might not want to be in a hurry to straighten the legs. You could keep your heels up. We haven't done anything to say hello to the hamstrings yet, really. So use this downward dog to feel in until you're ready to stay still for a few breaths. Can you lift the tops of your thighs up and back? And because of the heart melting pose we've done, this downward dog should feel quite open in the upper chest, the back of the ribs, the armpits. But keep drawing the armpits forwards and push into your hands. Beautiful. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And then looking in between your hands, walk, step or jump your feet forwards. And breathe in straight away into Ardha Uttanasana, nice flat back, strong legs. And breathe out, stay here. So this is all about the length in the spine. Can you feel the length from your tailbone all the way out through the top of your head at the same time as rooting down through your feet? You can roll the shoulders here, drawing the shoulder blades back. And we've got engagement in the lower abdomen, navel to the spine that you developed from that chair on the back. Take a breath in. And now breathe out and fold. And if you need to bend your knees, please do. And let's take a few breaths here. So this is an opportunity to really come into the hamstrings. Lift up the sitting bones, press into the feet. Take your hands wherever feels right for you. And really enjoy this opening of the whole of the back body, but do it from pressing through the feet. Take 3 of the fullest breaths you've yet taken and use the exhale to dive deeper. Beautiful. One more breath in and a long breath out. Then hands to your hips, strong legs, strong abdomen. Breathe in, come all the way up. And breathe out here. And just take a moment to feel the body. And should we come to a little flow? Now, all I want to say is something I often say when we have a Twisty class. It's just a really nice visualization to have of the spine when you twist. That so you have the length of your spine, obviously, and we've been developing a lot of length. But as you twist, imagine you're spiraling up a staircase. So you're not only twisting one limited part of the spine, but from the base or from your navel, you're spiraling, 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 and gradually curling into your twist. And you'll just see there's so much more exploration, so much more room for movement. So breathing and lift up your arms. And breathe out, fold. And breathe into a flat back. And step back to your downward dog, please. Ripple forwards to plank, shoulders over your wrists. Breathe in. And for this first vinyasa, let's drop the knees, breathe out, and then roll all the way down over the front of the body. And know that you can always come this way. And on a breath in, just roll the shoulders back, allow the chest to peel up a little. Pause, and then breathe out, come down. Breathe into all fours and out to a downward dog. Floating the right leg up, breathe in. And breathe out, core plank, shoulders over the wrists, knee to nose. Breathe in, lift. And then breathe out, knee to the right arm. And then lift. Now cross over, a little bit of a twist, knee to the left arm. And then lift, breathe in really high and sweep the right foot in between your hands. Drop the left knee. And just really stabilize yourself here and breathe in, lift up the arms, palms together. And can you bring the hands behind your head? So a lot of working into the thoracic. Press the heels of the hands together and lift the sides of the ribs up. The chest is open. One more breath in. And then bring this into a little twist to the right. Feel the length of the spine and the spiral staircase. One more breath in. As you breathe out, look down at the floor and then gently bounce yourself up, breathe in. into a little twist looking over your right fingertips. Find the length of the spine, find the spiral staircase. And on the next breath in, lift both arms up in front of you. And find your downward dog, please. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. And lifting your left leg up. Lift it from the navel. Take a breath in and breathe out, knee to nose, shoulders over your wrists. Breathe in, lift up. Knee to left arm. If this is too strong, just ignore this part. You can rest in child's pose or downward dog. Breathe in. Knee to right arm. Breathe in, lift. And sweep the left foot in between your hands. Drop the back knee. Find that stability in the lower body, and from there, breathe in, come up. And hands together behind your head. Take a couple of breaths here. One more breath in. And then drop your right hand, breathe out, and find that little twist. Spiral staircase. Feel into the body, and it's always fine to find your little movements to explore the range of movement here for you. One more breath in. As you breathe out, look down, and then lift yourself into that slightly uncomfortable twist. Look over your left fingertips. So the engagement's in the abdomen. Relax the shoulders. And then breathe in, lift your arms up. And breathe out, hands come down. Curl under the back toes and step lightly forwards. And breathe in, long spine. Breathe out, fold. And come all the way up your way, breathe in. And hands to the heart. Take a breath in between, feel the body. And let's go again, breathe in. And breathe out, fold. Breathe into flat back. Step back to your downward dog. Come to plank. Either take the knees down or take the knees, the chest and the chin down. And then pushing the knees away, the chest forwards. Come into a little cobra. Breathe in and pause at the top, really activating the back muscles. And breathe out, come down. Let's take a breath into all fours and exhale, downward dog. And breathing in, float the right leg up. Core plank again, knee to nose. Breathe and lift. Knee to right arm. See how high up the right arm you can come. Breathe and lift. Twist the right knee over to the left. Breathe and lift. And sweep the right foot forwards. Now you have a choice. We're going to do the same range of movements we did in the last sequence, but you can choose to have the back knee down or up. You choose what's right for you right now. Wherever you are from the ground, lift up, breathe in, palms together, hands behind your head. Can you find your stability wherever you are? Find your breath. One more breath in. And then find your twist and exhale. Beautiful. Look down at the floor. And from here, lift up straight into that funny little twist, looking over to the right, your fingertips. Strong and stabilized from the core. And then breathe into the front, both arms lift. Find your downward dog. Quite high energy, just let it flow. Float the left leg up. Knee to nose. Lift it up, lift it from the navel. Left arm. Lift it up. Cross over the body to the right arm. Lift it up. And then swing the left foot forwards in between your hands. And you have that choice. Right knee down or up. From the stability of the earth, come up, breathe in. Hands together behind your head if that is available to you. And you really feel a lift from the lower belly all the way up the side ribs, opening in the heart. One more breath in. Find your little twist to the left. Take a breath in. Look down, and then from the ground come up to that slightly awkward twist. Remember the length of your spine, the spiral staircase. And then looking forwards, breathing. Hands come down, exhale, and step lightly forwards. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, fold. And come all the way up. And take a moment to feel the body here. Just come to the breath. And on a breath in, lift your arms up. Really find that length and breathe out, fold. And breathe into a flat back. And breathe out, downward dog. Come forwards to your plank. You can take one of the two versions we took before, or come down and hover in Chaturanga Dandasana. Upper arms are parallel with the floor. Flip over your toes, push into the heels of your hands to come into an upward dog. And really follow the front of the spine all the way up to open the heart as you drop the hips. Take an inhale and then meet me in a downward dog. And take a full breath in and out here. And this time we'll simply step the right foot in between our hands. All the while now you have a choice of the back knee up or down. And we come up, breathe in. Palms together behind the head, breathe out. Take a breath in. Find your little twist, left hand down. Beautiful, take a breath in. Look down, breathe out. Lift into your funny little twist, looking over to your right fingertips. And we're going to add another twist. Sweep the arms forwards, inhale. Back knee really might want to be down for this. Palms together. And then twist your way over to the right, pressing the top of your right arm against the right, left arm against the right knee. And let's take a couple of breaths. So you press the heels of your hands together. If your left leg is raised, push through that heel. And then breathe in and find length in the spine. And on the breath out, find your twist. Looking over your right shoulder. Breathe. And smile. One more breath in. Breathe out, look down. Lift up your arms, breathe in. Downward dog. Beautiful. And step your left foot forwards. Remember the right knee can be down or up. And breathe in, come up. Palms together. Hands behind your head, breathe out. Take a breath in. Find your little twist, breathe out. Wonderful. Look down as you breathe out and then lift into that slightly awkward twist. Look forwards as you bring your arms up in front of you. Then palms together and bring yourself over for that twist. So if your right knee is raised, push through the heel. Keep looking down as you find your stability. Then breathe in, find length in the spine, and then explore your spiral staircase. Breathe. Can you find joy and space in this pose? One more breath in. Breathe out, look down. Hands around the front foot and step lightly forwards. Take a breath in, long back. And breathe out, fold. And pushing through your feet, breathe in, come all the way up. And hands to the heart. Take a moment to feel the body now. Wonderful. And lifting your arms up, breathe in. And as you breathe out, press into your right foot as you draw your left knee in towards you. Take a moment here. You've got the length in your spine, grounding through that right foot. Take a breath in. And then are you able to float that left leg back into a high lunge? Slightly different rhythm now. Take a breath in. And then drop the left heel, straighten the right leg, check the alignment heel to instep, and then come into warrior two. Can you feel a lightness in this warrior two? A lightness that's supported from the ground and the stability of your lower body. And on a breath in, lift your right arm and take your left arm across the body. You can look down to the left, breathe out. And then we come the other way, breathe into warrior two. And then breathe out, left arm over, right arm sweeps in front. We take a few of these flowing, watery movements. You can be as creative, as exploratory as you like. Until you come to rest in a neutral warrior two. Just move your right foot out a little bit to the right, lift up the left heel. So you come back into your high lunge. Take a breath in, and then can you bounce up to bring that left knee into your hands? Lovely. And then drop the foot. And pressing into the left foot, breathe in, lift up your arms. And breathe out, lift the right knee in towards you. And take a few moments to find the stability here. Take a breath in. And then step that right foot back into a lunge. Take a breath in. And then find your warrior two, heel to instep. And find a lightness and a groundedness in your warrior two. Then we begin that flowing movement. If you want to, lift the left arm and take the right arm across the body. Lift back and cross the other way. And just keep finding those movements for yourself. I know, Caroline, you'll enjoy the ballet, the balletics. I can just see you. And until you're ready to just float back into your warrior two. Take your left foot over to the left, lift the back heel, come back into your lunge. And from here, gently step it up. Take a moment to feel the balance. And then drop the foot. And then just for fun, we'll try a little bit more of a balance and we'll see if we can bring a little twist in. So twisted one-legged balances are notoriously difficult, so don't beat yourself up. I'll probably fall over. So root down. Let's start by rooting down through the left foot. Find somewhere to fix your gaze softly. And then start by lifting the right knee in towards you. And this maybe is where you want to stay. Maybe you feel open enough in the hamstrings and the hips to straighten out the leg. Maybe you want to keep the knee bent. And the twist comes where we take the left hand either to the foot or the knee. And we open out the right arm. And then we begin with that long spine, spiral staircase to draw the right knee or the right leg across the body. You might look towards your right hand. Find your breath. Look back to the front. Bring both hands to the knee or the right hand to the foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Float the foot down. We're just going to do that briefly. If it was a 90-minute class, you'd be put through the motions of a lot more standing, twisting balances. Let's take it to the left. Root down through the right foot. Lift the left knee. Or maybe take the left toe and straighten the leg out. I'm staying with my knees bent today. Take the right hand to the knee, the left arm out. Take a breath in. And then find your way, long spine, rooting through the standing foot. Do a little bit of a twisted balance. Look to the left if you can. And breathe. Wonderful. Look to the front. Bring your leg or your knee back. Take a breath in. And drop the foot down. Maybe close your eyes and feel the body now. Feel the breath. And step to the front of your mat. And float your arms up, breathe in. And come down. And find a flat back. And step yourself to a downward dog. And you have a choice, of course. You could, like me, just immediately drop your knees down for a child's pose. You might like to take a few breaths in your downward dog, or you might like a vinyasa, meaning you come forwards to plank, drop yourself down, take your back bend, and then come back up to downward dog. But in a moment, we'll all meet, resting in a child's pose of your choice. Coming to settle and soften and drop. And you're welcome. We've had a full practice. You're welcome to stay here. I'm going to take us through a little pigeon sequence just to really release into the hips. Please join me if you'd like to. Let's take a couple more moments. And then slide the right knee forwards. And you might find that you want the knee in between your hands. You might bring the knee right over to the right side and lift the foot further up so the shin is further up the mat. Look over your left shoulder. Maybe even curl the left toes under, lift the knee to draw the hip and the leg further back. I'm just going to face here because of what we're going to do next. I hope you can see me. Do it diagonally. And take a breath in and really puff up in the chest now. Puff up the side ribs. And breathe out. Drop your head gently to the floor. Chin into your chest as you peel your way up. Head comes last. Keep dropping into the hips and breathe out. Come down. And one more time, breathe in. And come down. And you have a choice of staying down just as you are, or maybe coming into a twisted pigeon. If you want to come into the twisted pigeon, move your torso over the right knee. And you might find that your left elbow is about level with the knee, the arm flat on the floor. And then reach your right arm away and sweep it behind you, maybe to hold onto your right big toe. Doesn't matter if you don't. And then feel in if you need to wriggle a little bit. And what I find I need to do is really drop into the right hip and the right buttock. And then find length in the spine. And find a little bit more room to twist, looking over your right shoulder. Breathe. One more breath in. And breathe out, look down, release the toe. Bring your torso and your hands back to neutral and slide onto the right buttock and bring your left leg out. Janu Shirshasana. You could have a wide angle or a right angle between the legs. It's up to you today. But look over the left leg and breathe in. Find all that length you've been exploring. And then come over the left leg, either a little bit or a lot. Bend the knee if you need to. Sit up on something if you need to. And with every breath in, find length in the spine. And every breath out, melt a little. Breathe. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And we bring ourselves back into just a neutral little pigeon on the right. What I should have said, and I'm ever so sorry, is if you've got any pain in the knee, it's a bit late now, you could take a pigeon on the back. I think you've all been coming long enough to know what I mean by that. Take a full breath in and really puff up the chest, and then come down to sleep for a moment in your pigeon. Really softening and melting between the shoulder blades, the hips, the forehead, and the tongue. And then we'll gently come out and find a very brief downward dog just to stretch out before we take that closing sequence to the other side. And when you come down from your downward dog, take the left knee forwards. And remember, you can have the knee in between your hands or further over to the left. You might look over your right shoulder to check that the right leg is straight and as far behind you as is right. And then puff up your chest, inhale, and exhale, dip down. Chin into your chest, breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Come down either to stay in a sleeping pigeon or come over that left leg for your little twist. You'll feel it more intensely in the left buttock and hip here. Sweep the left arm behind you. Maybe you reach the big toe, maybe you don't. And then maybe you can melt a little and explore the length and the twist looking over your left shoulder. Breathe. One more breath in and then release. And we'll come to bringing the right leg long for your Janushirshasana. Really flex the toes if your leg is long and your knee isn't bent. And breathe in, lift and find length. And then find your forward fold. Breathe out. And it's fine to move around a little bit. You don't have to come down far for this. But do explore length in the spine wherever you are on the inhale. And exhale, fold. Breathe. One more breath in and a long breath out. And then very gently bringing yourself back to that simple pigeon now. Left knee forwards, right leg behind you. Take a full breath in and then come down to sleep. You begin to lengthen the exhalations now a little. Melt into your pigeon for a few breaths, on your back if you need to be for a pigeon on the back. Softening everything, releasing everything. The roof of the mouth, the forehead, the throat. And I would love us to stay longer, but we're coming towards the end of the class. So, of course, at home you could stay longer. Otherwise, joining me briefly in a downward dog. Maybe take your hands apart, your feet apart, just for a slightly wide angle downward dog. And breathe in the morning, whole body an expression of that radiance. And then just for a moment, drop your knees, sitting on your heels. Maybe close your eyes. Just notice what you feel before you come to lying down. So we have come to 9 o'clock. I would like you, if you can, possibly to have a 5 or 10 minute Shavasana. I think I packed that class quite a bit, so it's really important that you rest fully and allow your body to absorb all the energetic work we've done. Done a lot with the spine, the hips, the shoulders. Can you allow your feet to flop out? Make sure you're warm enough. And then give in to the force of gravity. That's all you need to do. And enjoy the sea of sensations of which you're a part. I'm going to leave you hoping that you will rest and hoping that you have a beautiful day. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are. And Will is leading a relaxation at 1 o'clock. And I'm back at 7 in the morning for meditation. And then Will is, and then 10 for gentle yoga, excuse me. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely day.